What's going on, guys? Seth here for Tasty Loot Gaming. Do another Tasty Flicks, the show where we talk about movie stuff. We don't do this scheduled or on a schedule, but we do it randomly. So here I am. We've been getting a little bit of requests to discuss a couple things movie related, so that's why I'm here. If you're expecting a Tasty Cast this weekend, we're not doing Tasty Cast, but we will have another episode in a little bit that will be reaction related. So gaming stuff. If you don't want to watch this, completely understand. Check out the next episode. We'll be putting out 2 episodes today, so it'll be fun. So yeah, Tasty Flicks. We're gonna talk movie stuff. I'm kind of the resident movie dude. Tasty Loot Gaming, and I love movies. If I didn't make a video game show, I'd be doing a movie one or politics, but then I'd probably be putting a gun in my mouth. So going a little dark already. All right, so first thing that I'm going to talk about is quick reminders that we are in a new month, so make sure to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare and The Witness, both offer for free on PlayStation Plus. Make sure to download those, play those, go back to the Month for Plus Club. Let us know what you thought of those games. We'll let you know we thought of those games. And our Game of the Month, picked by me, I picked this. This is my pick for this month because it's my month to pick, is Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr, which is a Diablo-esque ARPG, loot, skill trees, different classes, run around, murder shit. There's guns in this. It's really cool. Check it out. Hopefully it's still on sale. That's why I picked it for PS4. You can play it on whatever the hell you want, or even not play it at all. But it was on sale on PS4 for like $20, which I think it's normally like $50 or $60. So pretty good sale. That's why I picked it this month. Yeah, we have iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms. If you'd prefer to listen to us, check us out there. And if you want to talk to us anytime, all the time, check us out on Discord, link down below. I'm kind of out of sorts because this is the second episode of Tasty Flicks ever, so I don't have a structure. So I'm kind of just going at it. Anyway, let's jump into this. So the first thing we're going to talk about is, if you didn't catch it, we did a really quick review of Alita Battle Angel. Me and Chevy went and saw it. And I think this was on the Soul Calibur episode. We did it really quickly just to discuss it for anybody interested. But one of our community's own, Jeremy, he was very enthusiastic about it, so we talked about it for him. But anybody else, I'm going to talk about it a little bit further because I've gotten a couple of requests to talk about it. So I'm going to go into it a little deeper. For transparency, we both gave it a B+, so it's pretty high. Chevy said B+, I said B+, because I was feeling it too. I was like, yeah, it's good. It's not the most amazing thing ever, but it is really good. So in case you haven't heard of the anime, the manga, or the movie, Alita Battle Angel is a project that's been, it's based off of manga and anime, but it's been in kind of limbo forever. I remember when James Cameron was talking about it for fucking years, before Avatar was even on the table, and he's never got around to doing it. So he finally got around to the point of still working on all those avatars he's working on, being a writer and a producer of this movie, but allowed Robert Rodriguez to direct it, who is the director of Desperado, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, the Sin City movies, a couple other things. He's all over the place. He did Spy Kids, a bunch of shit. He's done a lot of random stuff. But the movie is essentially about a female cyborg who's found in a trash yard in a post-apocalyptic world. And she has amnesia and doesn't know where she comes from. I'll leave it at that. You should watch the rest of it and find out yourself, or read the manga or watch the anime. Yeah, so the movie's like 2 hours long. And first thing I have to say about the movie is they stayed like pretty true to the original source material, which is surprising to see anyone do, but not surprising to see Robert Rodriguez do, because he did a really good job with Sin City, outside of a couple complaints I have on that movie, especially having to do with Marv. I don't think he did that character correctly, but whatever. He is really good about going, from page to screen really well, and I think he did the same thing in this. I think Rosa Salazar, who played Alita, did a really good job. The only times I ever had a problem with her was purely the script's fault, not her fault. I think she did a great job of doing kind of the quintessential anime thing of being kind of innocent, playful, fun, curious, and then when shit hits the fan, her going into like combat mode was badass. Like the first time she even reacts to anything, and she just kind of goes into like this like stance and stuff, just like instinctually, really fucking cool. All the fight scenes are really neat too. There's a really cool contrast between, like I said, that innocence and that combat mode that she has. That has to do with her past that I won't elaborate on. She did a great job though. The CGI, when it came into her face, some people were kind of mixed on it. Even when I first started watching the movie, it took me a second to go like, whoa, this is what it looks like. But after about 5 minutes, it works. I actually really liked it. So they did a good job with it. And the CGI in the movie in general is pretty good for the most part. I was actually more impressed than I thought I'd be. I also thought the atmosphere in the city and just the general look of everything was awesome looking. It didn't look just like any other futuristic world. It had its own kind of vibe going on, which was really cool. I know I'm all over the place. I'll try and wrap this into something a little more cohesive. Christoph Waltz, I think, was serviceable. He plays Dr. Dyson Ito, who essentially is the one who finds Alita. And Christoph Waltz is interesting because he's a really charismatic and good actor in the right circumstances. I never look at him and dislike him, but I do feel like he's underutilized a lot in a lot of movies. Tarantino knows how to use him though, but he, kind of brought him into the light out of German cinema, and then with Inglourious Bastards, and he was amazing in that. But he wrote the part for him in Django, and both times got something just amazing from him. But he plays to Christoph Waltz's strengths. In a lot of movies, though, Christoph Waltz just feels like Christoph Waltz, and it's no different in this. Like I said, I don't dislike him, but he didn't do anything amazing for me. And also, again, some of his shortcomings I blame on the script, because I feel like the movie, it's 2 hours long. I feel like the movie rushed and to get a lot of story told, and I think they do a good job on telling that story, but sometimes it does feel like the dialogue is like jump cutting to the next part. You don't get a chance to really like live in that scene, live in that moment, feel for certain people as much as you'd like to, although other people I think you do feel for. So it's a good mix. But Christoph Waltz is serviceable. He's always a delight to watch. He just didn't nail it with him. Mahershala Ali plays Vector, who is kind of the villain in the movie. I think he does a pretty good job. He doesn't really have a whole lot going on in the movie, but he does, for certain reasons, have to change up his character. And I think he does a really good job. It's really seamless. He plays like two different people sometimes really well. And I really liked him, even for how small a role he had. Jennifer Connelly is also serviceable. She is fine. It was kind of cool to see her out of her element. She hasn't really done anything like this in a while, but she does have a past of doing, more weird movies. The Labyrinth when she was younger, Dark City, stuff like that. So it's not too far out of her wheelhouse, but she kind of has been playing it safe lately. So it's kind of cool to see her in a movie like this, but at the same time, she was just kind of there. And it's fine. Ed Skrein, who was Dario Naharis for like 5 seconds in Game of Thrones, and when he was in that, I hated him. I liked that they replaced him. He plays, what's his name, Zapan, who is like another android in that movie, and Alita. And it's funny, I fucking hate this dude every time I see him. I hate the way he just is in most movies. So when he plays a villain, it's perfect. He kind of found out he was typecast later than when he started acting, because they tried to make him like a rogue character in Game of Thrones, and he just did not work for me. And it seemed like a lot of people. There's something too just fucking hateable about the dude that, because I think he also tried playing the transport or something too. I don't remember. I didn't see that. He's not cut out to be like the good guy. And, that kind of sucks if that's what he wanted to do in his life. But at least he works really well as being a villain, because when I watched him as Zapan, I looked at him, I was like, oh, you're a fucking piece of shit. It worked. He does a good job at the action parts of it. He does a good job, being a dickhead, and he's got the look for it, and his voice, works for it. So I actually liked him in this as the villain. I like to hate him, so I have to give him credit for that. I'm trying to find Okay, there he is. Yeah, but overall, as long as that guy plays villains in movies, I typically like him a lot more as a villain because it's just he's got something about him that's just really hateable, and if he can play to that strength, I'm sure in real life he's a great guy. I'm not sure, but yeah, him playing to that strength was really good. Worked for me. And then the last person I want to talk about real quick in the cast is the guy who played Hugo, which is kind of like a friend slash love interest of Alita in the movie, and plays a pretty significant part of the story, at least for Alita. Is I think Keenan Johnson. I don't know this guy, so that's why I'm trying to look him up. Kean Johnson? Is there no? Yeah, there's no other N in there, so it's Kean Johnson. This guy, in my opinion, I feel like could have been replaced by anyone. I don't think he did a bad job, but I don't think he did a great job either. I feel like I said, anybody could have played this role. He did fine in certain parts, and he, I felt like he was the character. But a lot of the interaction between him and Alita seems, I don't know, forced. And again, I think a lot of it's the script, but at the same time, I don't think he emotes enough. And she emoted a lot. So it was like, it felt kind of flat when I watched it. Like I said, there's nothing about this movie that I think is necessarily bad, and all the weaknesses are within the script, and it's mostly because the pacing, in my opinion, is rushed. That's it. But if I was to see anyone in the cast and pinpoint there being maybe an issue, it's him, and it's not because of his acting ability. It's because I didn't feel chemistry there. I mean, despite its shortcomings in the script, and Kean Johnson, being serviceable, but not as serviceable as other actors. I think this movie really shines in its world building, its atmosphere, its story, Alita as a character, and also the action. The action, I was told by multiple people, even people who didn't like this movie, they said they still weren't upset that they bought a ticket just because the action was really good. And I agree. I think the action is really good. It's not the best I've ever seen, but it's very inventive. It's very interesting. It has balls to do things that you'd probably only see in an anime. It's very, in my opinion, very visionary, which, is in Robert Rodriguez's wheelhouse. That's what he does. He does a lot of stuff that's really bold. I mean, he made Machete, which I wasn't a big fan of. It's that whole Grindhouse thing that was popular for like 4 or 5 years. But he's always had balls to do stuff like that, and it really shows in this. I actually think this is, in my opinion, Robert Rodriguez's best movie he's made, and it shows how he's matured as a director. He's always had a bit of a thing for visionary, stylistic directing, sometimes style over substance by a lot. But this one, I think, kind of melds a lot of that background into a story that actually has some meaning, which is kind of cool because that's something I always see missing in all of his movies. So it's really cool as a film fan to follow his career and see him come to this point and working with James Cameron, who, in my opinion, is like the action sci-fi perfectionist director. Regardless of if you like the guy or not personally, he's a visionary. He's up there with Ridley Scott, which I know other people have opinions on that guy as well, and all the great directors of the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Steven Spielberg, like all these guys who make all the big movies. James Cameron doesn't make movies as often, but he is that guy for sure. So it's really cool to see Robert Rodriguez work together with someone like that and make a movie that I feel overall was really good. This is a movie that I would really like to see a sequel be made. I think he did a great job. I'd love to see the same director go into the second one. I'd hate to see someone else work on it because the tone would most likely shift, or ideas would change, or there'd be less, attached to the original work, which I really appreciated. But yeah, overall, the movie is stunted a bit by its rushed script that maybe we'll get an extended version, which would be kind of cool. Maybe fix some of those issues that I have with it. But it's stunted by that, but it excels in its visual style, its ballsiness of what it is willing to do as a movie. Having, a good main character played by a good actor. The action's awesome. Yeah, so overall, it's just a good, entertaining action movie with some good meaning behind it, some good scenes that back it. So that's why I gave it a B plus, because it's entertaining. It's entertaining. It's fun, and there's some good stuff in that foundation that all overshadows any of the weaknesses that I might have found in it. That's my jumbled review of Alita Battle Angel. Let me know in the comments. Have you seen it? Have you not seen it? What'd you think of it? What was your favorite thing about it? What didn't you like about it? Why haven't you seen it if you haven't seen it? Do you plan on seeing it? I saw it regular. I didn't watch it in 3D. Did you see it in 3D? Everyone says to watch it in 3D, so I probably should have done that. Let me know everything you're thinking about when it comes to Battle Angel, Alita Battle Angel in the comments below. Next thing I'm moving into is we'll do Hellboy first. So there is a new Red Band trailer for Hellboy, the new Hellboy, which stars David Harbour. Is that his name? Stranger Things guy. Let's see. Yeah, David Harbour. He is playing Hellboy now, as opposed to Ron Perlman. And it is being directed by Neil Marshall, which is really interesting to find out when I looked that up, because Neil Marshall has a really interesting career. He worked on, back in the day when I found out about him, he made Dog Soldiers, The Descent, which I actually love The Descent. I think it's a really good horror movie. And the real ending, not the shitty one. Doomsday, which was entertaining enough. It was a cool idea. He did a lot of like weird campy horror themed movies, and then he eventually started doing a lot of TV stuff, notably a couple episodes of Game of Thrones that people like really liked. Some of the best episodes, some of the big battle episodes that he directed. He's done some Westworld, and now he is directing Hellboy. So already, in my opinion, that's kind of cool, because again, kind of like what I was saying with Robert Rodriguez, this guy has ideas. He's a visionary in some ways. Not as much prowess, but I mean, he gets an idea and he puts it on screen really well. So that is a good start. So yeah, new Hellboy trailer. We'll watch in a sec. And I've already seen the last trailer, and I thought it was okay. I don't know if I'm sold on David Harbour playing Hellboy. I kind of feel like he's a deflated Ron Perlman when it comes to that. And this may be just me liking the original Hellboy movies and really wishing we got a third one. Guillermo del Toro and Ron Perlman both fought to get that third movie made and never got made, which is really kind of a travesty. It sucks because, in a time when the MCU wasn't a thing yet, I think Hellboy made a case for really good comic book movies. Guillermo del Toro, again, another visionary director, used a lot of practical effects and real effects in those movies that just really sold that world. And Ron Perlman was fucking amazing as Hellboy. I can't imagine anyone else as him, to be honest. But I really liked those movies. So like a lot of people, this is kind of a hard sell for me. Have not seen the second trailer yet. I'm hoping it's good though. And again, like I said, Neil Marshall's directing it, so that is a good thing. David Harbour, like I said, I'm not super excited on. I don't even really like him that much in Stranger Things. Fucking, I know you probably hate me now for saying that. Some people fucking love that show. But yeah, overall, hoping it's really good. So let's watch this trailer, and I will let you know what I think of it. 3, 2, 1, and go.
On an island off the coast of Scotland, something was summoned from the depths of hell. Something that would end mankind.
And this thing you worried about, did it?
Sounds like he's drunk.
Oh, yes. You did.
We face every threat there is, and yet you take me in. Hello, son. Made me a goddamn weapon.
Where's my fucking violin?
Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Out there, there's a 5th century sorceress who wants to bring down the curtain on London and the world.
It's really sad. When I see Mila Jovovich in anything, I instantly think it's going to be worse, which sucks because Fifth Element, everybody loves it. She's great in that. It's the only role she's ever great in, really. Well, Joan of Arc, she's pretty good as too.
You were meant for this.
out of the ashes, new Eden will emerge.
Okay, I'd appreciate a prophecy with more relatable stakes.
Haven't we got to be saving the world or something?
Yeah, okay, come on. Let's get your game face on. Yeah, come on, let's do this.
Be my king. We belong together, you and I.
We do, but this is not gonna work, you know, because I'm a Capricorn and you're fucking nuts!
So you're saying she's a Leo. Got it. Hot take. Okay, what I liked about it, it looks imaginative. It looks like they're doing a lot. It looks like they're going for it, which is really cool. The last couple movies, not to compare them, but I kind of have to because it's what was supposed to continue. So now we're getting this, and you know, the last couple movies were smart in the sense that they kept things kind of small, but promised something big was coming. This seems like in the first movie, I'm assuming they will make more movies if this does well enough. Although hopefully it doesn't, so we can get an actual third movie with Ron Perlman, even though that guy ain't getting younger. It looks like they're going for it though. The first movie looks like they're getting big and bold with what they're planning on doing. I mean, he's got his fucking crown, he's got a fire sword, he's flying around and shit, and what looks like hell. Looks like there's a bunch of magic going on. There's a dude turning into a fucking, what was that, like a leopard or cheetah or something. So you know, they're not holding themselves back by ideas that they think might not translate very well. So that's really cool. It looks like at the very least, if you go and see this movie, it's going to be fun. You're not going to be bored, which is great because that's one of the reasons we go and see movies. So that's pretty cool. It looks pretty decent. The CGI is not too bad. Some of the areas look kind of, you know, whatever, but some of it looked really good. It looks like it's going to have a lot of things going on too. Like sometimes when you watch a trailer, you see like a lot of the same kind of stuff happening because the movie doesn't really go to a whole lot of places. I don't know if I'm saying that very well, but this seems like there's going to be a lot of different situations and story arcs going on in this movie, which is always a good thing. Not sold on David Harbour still. I don't like that he sounds like just some old drunk dude. Just this sounds weird, and I don't like the way his face looks. Everything else looks fucking fine. He looks like Hellboy. It's kind of hard to, if you make the guy look like Hellboy, you know, buff, red, he's got a fucking brown coat on, he's got the sawed off horns and shit, you're gonna be able to nail it. He looks like him until I see his face. His face looks really weird for some reason. He looks really like gaunt and sickly. So that mixed with how David Harbour talks, that's just his voice, you know, sorry, that I don't like that, I guess, but it's kind of off-putting for me, but he might play it well. But every time I hear the dialogue, it doesn't even sound that interesting. It's really basic and kind of whatever, so he's not really doing it for me too much. The rest of the cast looks pretty good. Mila Jovovich, she looks like she's gonna be fine in it. Again though, anytime I see her in a movie, she does a lot of like, you know, action flicks with shitty CGI with her husband to make money. They've kind of made an empire off of the fucking Resident Evil films. So, you know, she doesn't excite me, but one thing about her that I've always liked is she since the 90s has been really into like weird roles that a lot of people wouldn't be into. So at least you know she's not, the role or the character won't be held back by her limitations as an actor. So that's really cool. Although she's getting older, so I wonder if that'll affect it or not. Sometimes actors as they get older get lazier and because they don't have to really, you know, do as much. I'm fucking babbling a lot. But yeah, overall, I'm interested in it. I'm going to stay optimistic about it. I'm curious about it. I don't know if I'm in a rush to go see it, but if it does come out and people say good things, I will go see it. I don't think it looks bad, but I do have reservations on certain things, just because I'm one of those guys who wanted that third Hellboy movie, and I really liked Ron Perlman, I really like Guillermo del Toro, so I feel cheated. So this movie has a lot to live up to, but if it does, I'm not a person who will sit there and hold a grudge and be like, fuck this movie if it's good. If it's good, it's good. So we will see when it comes out. Overall, I am, like I said, curious about it. So last thing I'm going to react to. I feel like this is a little late because it's been out for a couple days. And nowadays, if you don't react to something within the first day or two, it might as well have never happened. But this week has been very busy. So, Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Everybody knows what that is at this point. We reacted to the first trailer already. We as in me and Chevy, had pretty good reactions to it. We both thought it was funny looking. We thought the CGI was good. It's a really interesting premise to be the first live action Pokemon movie, and a really interesting premise to potentially be one of the first well-received video game movies. That'd be crazy if that was the case, because they all come out and people are like, it was okay. If this comes out and people love it, bravo to them for making a Detective Pikachu movie as their first Pokemon movie. So anyway, official trailer 2 is out. I'm gonna watch it. Like I said, I'm already pretty excited for this. I will be seeing this when it comes out, based off the first trailer. There's really good humor there. Really interesting story. Really interesting to see realistic looking Pokemon in a real world. So yeah, overall, really excited. Let's jump into this. 3, 2, 1, and go.
So there I was. I woke up.
He's so
in the
fluffy.
middle of nowhere. The only clue to my past is Harry's name and address inside this hat. So I made my way to the apartment, and that's when I found you and your stapler gun.
Stop talking! You're a hallucination!
You're a hallucination.
Tell him.
So you're a talking Pikachu with no memories who's addicted to caffeine.
I could stop whenever I want.
Same.
These are just choices. Another round, extra shot, black as night. Thank you, sweetie.
Ew.
I don't know. Maybe Harry got in too deep. Mixed up with the wrong crowd, that kind of thing. Look, you can talk to humans. I can talk to Pokemon.
Oh my god.
And if you want to find your
Ew.
pops, we're gonna need each other.
No, I don't need a Pokemon.
What about a world-class detective? Ah, my clues!
What is all this?
Harry is still alive. Case closed, but still open until I solve it. All right, here it is. Harry faked his own death. Or somebody else faked Harry's death. Or Harry
Good song choice.
faked somebody else's death. That last one doesn't work
No.
at all.
It's still so weird to see them like
Obviously,
that.
I've dealt with this putz before, so I'll just do it again.
Hey, bud. What are you doing?
I can't do it when people are watching. Get me the hell out of here!
Damn. Oh shit.
That's a twist. That's very twisty.
Ew, he looks so fucking fleshy. Looks like a chicken dinner.
Get him!
He's barely moving.
Don't tell him that. Oh, he's on a bike. Quick, get in front of him.
Stop.
Oh no. He's going down hard, Tim. Should have worn a helmet.
All right. Oh god, no! Stop! I don't want to watch another video. It looks awesome. I'm really excited for it still. That actually made it even more. I'm more hyped now than I was before. Showed off way more Pokemon. I like the Snorlax chilling in the fucking street, just hanging out. I'm surprised he wasn't bigger, but it was really cool to see. It's weird to see all of them in that realistic fashion, but it's really neat too. Saw Mewtwo, which is interesting. So he's definitely going to be in that. He looks like a fucking raw chicken thigh though. Like I was just looking, I was like, the humor's there. It sounds funny. Ryan Reynolds for some reason fucking works. I don't know why. Like when I first heard that, I'm like, Pikachu, Ryan Reynolds. That's cool. It's weird to hear Pikachu say, "Get me the hell out of here," but I'm into it. Also, there's a caffeine addict is relatable in my opinion. But yeah, this movie looks like it's gonna be so much fun. I can't wait to fucking watch it. Which is so weird that we're in a time where we're getting a Detective Pikachu movie. I'm fucking stoked about that. We're getting an actual Pokemon game on the Switch that I'm fucking excited for. That is something we will be watching very soon, if you're wondering where that's at. And yeah, overall, I'm really excited for this movie. Looks awesome. And I don't really know what else to say on it. I like that it's like a detective story because it kind of gives it a little bit more meat to a story that would otherwise just be, a guy trying to be a fucking Pokemon master and going around doing the whole Ash thing. Like, I'd watch that, but this actually has, a bit more nuance to a story that could otherwise just be an adventure. So really cool, really bold. And I'm excited to see where they go with it. I'll most likely be watching this as soon as it comes out. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about Detective Pikachu? What do you think of the official trailer 2? What do you think of Hellboy? Are you excited for, I don't think I asked you guys about that. Are you excited for this new Hellboy? Did you like the old one? Are you okay with both? Do you wish they would have completed the last trilogy? Are you okay with the new trilogy? What do you think about David Harbour playing fucking Hellboy? That's his name. And what do you think about Ryan Reynolds playing Pikachu? Let me know everything you think about all the videos we just watched today. And let me know if there's any other movie-related stuff you'd like me to talk about. Give you a review, talk about some trailers coming out, anything movie related, I'm down to talk about as long as there's enough to talk about to fill an episode. But that's going to do it for this episode of Tasty Flicks, episode 2. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook at Tasty Loot Gaming. Check out my streams on Twitch at Tasty Senpai, all one word. You can also watch my streams here on YouTube if you prefer, because I dual stream when I stream, so you can watch it wherever the hell you want to watch it. We are on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms if you prefer to listen to us. And if you're listening to us and you want to watch us, check us out on YouTube at Tasty Loot Gaming. And we have Discord link down below. Talk to us anytime, all the time. I just picked up a Switch recently, so I've been filling up our Nintendo section with a lot of Nintendo related things because I'm playing a Switch, which is so weird. Been playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which I'm really fucking liking. I'll be talking about that on the next Tasty Cast for sure. Yeah, as always, my name's Seth. Until the next episode, which will be out in a little bit, have a good night, weekend, week. Till the next time we see you, and take it easy, guys.